He is as dominant as they come. Chris Borich looking for his 5th win in 6 rounds in 2012, and he's got it. He takes the first ever limestone GNCC, just making a run for the record books now. More history awaits today. Welcome to RacerTV's continuing coverage of the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series. Jason Wygant, your host here on the NBC Sports Network. Today, an all-new event, the Mountaineer Run, here in Masontown, West Virginia. This course going to return us to some old-school stuff. Tight forest, lots of rocks and tree roots, and befitting of an event named Mountaineer. Of course, a lot of ups and downs. Everyone gunning for the number 1 of Chris Borich, your 3-time and defending GNCC champ. Here he is running that number 1 plate. He's won 4 to 5 races this year. The Yamaha boys, Taylor Kaiser and Walker Fowler, will battle with him today. But watch out for some upstarts like the number 7 of Jared McClure, who has been improving each and every week. Let's get to know the young man from Maryland.
Yeah, the season this year, started off in Florida, a little rough there. I had some mechanical issues early on and kind of put me out of the running. Came back to Georgia and was running with the guys again up front, had a good pace, and again I packed it up with mud and overheated. Came back in the next round, pulled a 7th, felt pretty good, and then the next 2 rounds I had back-to-back 4th place finishes, so stuff started working, got the bike dialed in, and just trying to stay up there with them guys. Last race I was right there again looking for the podium, and clipped a tree and broke a ball joint, put me out of the race again. So I'm really hungry for the podium. I'm just looking to come here to West Virginia. It's kind of a local race for me, and hopefully go out and put it on the box. I mean, it would be nice to have the big rig and all the mechanical help, but I have a good group that helps me out, comes to the track with me. So I mean, my boss / mechanic John, he's very understanding, helps me out a lot, and without him I'd never be able to do it. He's a big part of my program as well.
Well, Jared, not the only local product on hand. Look out for West Virginia's own Adam McGill there, fired up as always before this race. There is Chris Borich. Chris Bithell, a Pennsylvania native, also not too far from here, the number 4 Can-Am. He will be a contender. But the Yamaha boys, Kaiser and Fowler, have been the ones putting the most consistent charge toward Borich at the end of these races. There is McClure, hoping today will be a breakthrough day for him. Let's see who takes the inaugural Mountaineer Run. We're going to start here on the flatlands and quickly work our way uphill and then into the woods. Let's go GNCC racing.
And road number 1, the XC1 crew, the Austin Rally, and our Can-Am Mountaineer Run.
Into the first turn, looks like Kevin Yoho on that Yamaha going to try to battle for it. Battling with Adam McGill for the whole shot. McGill gets to the line first, so he picks up money from motorsport.com for the whole shot award. McClure in 4th, running our Rocky Mountain ATV helmet cam. He's got Yoho, Kaiser, and McGill right in front of him, but McGill is going to lead them into the woods. And back to the Rocky Mountain helmet cam we go, and we told you this course would be tight, it would be rocky, it would be technical. Craig Bauman, who's been pretty aggressive on the first lap of these races the last few times out, making the move on McClure. That'll put him up into 4th. But how about McGill now running the red plastic on that Honda? It was on a white machine earlier in the year. All the other components are the same. It's been a Honda the whole time. Taylor Kaiser coming by in the Balance Racing Yamaha. And now it's the motocrosser, Derek Swartfager, who has moved up to 3rd. Then it's Bauman, McClure. Where are your traditional front runners? Borich pretty far back. Here comes Jeff Pickens in the 14. There's Borich. There is Yoho, who is up there off the start. And behind Yoho comes number 5 of Fowler. So right now the West Virginia boy feeling comfortable in the West Virginia woods. That is McGill leading the way. Kaiser back here in 2nd, and you can see how these guys like to play it. They're experienced hands. McGill and Kaiser have won plenty of these races, and they'll attack when they need to, but they're looking to conserve energy and learn the course most of the time on these opening laps. And this course is gnarly. It's tight, it's technical. They really have to muscle these machines around. Looks like McClure has put the Bowers Coastal Drilling Yoakley Racing Honda up to third now. And Boric up to fourth. So once again, as soon as I even mentioned that Boric didn't have a good start, he makes up for it. And a shout out to the number 9, the veteran from North Carolina, Brian Cook, in fourth. Here we go uphill, and it looks like now Kaiser trying to take the measure of McGill, maybe trying to figure out a way around. Boric up to third. And this is not slow motion here, folks. These guys are getting bogged down in the mud. Kaiser, I think, just ducked his head to avoid the roost off the back of McGill. So it's a 2-rider breakaway, and they would be well served for that because you can see Boric beginning to creep up on the lead duo. If they can hook up and run a pace together, they might get far enough away where Boric might be hard-pressed to get them late in the race. Got to do something. Been hard to stop the last couple of years. See Bithell now going by, and then a big cluster of riders here. And I think a lot of these riders probably enjoying this racetrack. They like the challenge. They like it when it's technical and it's tough. And it certainly is today. Stay with us.
The Can-Am Renegade 1000 XXC with the most powerful engine in the industry. The Outlander 1000 XT with a redesigned chassis for unequal trail riding. The Commander 1000 Limited, the most equipped, luxurious side-by-side in the industry. The facts say it's the most advanced lineup out there. But the ride says it all.
RacerTV is brought to you by Can-Am, by Amsoil, and by Rocky Mountain ATVMC. You're checking out coverage of the Can-Am Grand National Cross Country Series here on the NBC Sports Network. It's a place where we truly have a class for everyone to race, including utility and 4x4 machines that go at it every Saturday morning. We have classes for women. We have beginner and youth classes. Plenty of stuff for the motorcycle folks and UTV side-by-side machines. And I'll tell you what, it might look weird to see these guys at race pace in conditions like this, but there might be nothing more fun than taking a ride in one of those UTVs or driving them around this course. And we do that in a couple of our rounds every year. Looks like Taylor Kaiser is taking the lead in our pro race away from Adam McGill. Third place is still your defending series champ and points leader Chris Boric, but Boric making a run on those two. So they better hustle or they're going to be in a 3-rider battle for the lead, and it looks like Kaiser's trying to do just that, pulling away a bit from McGill. Boric very mild-mannered, very quiet on and off the racetrack, but somewhere deep down inside is obviously that killer instinct. Oh, and speaking of killer, we see some smoke coming out of the back of McGill's machine. And will that hurt his chances today? He has suffered from some bad luck putting together his own program this year after a couple of years. Whoa, and Kaiser has gotten stuck. I think he hit a tree. And then one of his friends comes out and tries to help him and goes down as well. So just as quickly as I thought McGill was going to have some issues, the only issue he has to deal with now is handling the pressure of running in the lead. Kaiser shuffled back to second, and here comes Boric in third. Bithell has put the Can-Am up to fourth, and there is McClure right there. We talked to him at the beginning of the show. He has been getting closer and closer to that podium. He's been hanging around the lead group for most of the day, most of the races. He's doing it again today, and that could put him in position for a top 3 when it's all said and done, especially on a course like this. You saw what happened to Kaiser. This thing can change in a hurry. So McClure doing a good job keeping in touch with the big guns. Back down into the woods we go, and you can see this is where a lot of the water has collected. Did I miss McGill, or is he no longer part of this group? I don't think McGill is running. So apparently maybe that smoke that we saw out of the back of his machine earlier has cost him dearly. Here is Kaiser leading the way. So he's taking the lead back, You got the two yellow machines, no surprise, the Killer Bees have hooked up, Boric and Bithell, and then it is McClure right there. So McClure has to be comfortable with this. He has shown he can run the pace of the lead group. He's still right there in fourth. How many times have we seen Bithell and Boric hook up after bad starts and carry themselves forward? I don't know if I've ever seen either of those two get hole shots. But man, about midway through the race, they find their stride, they find the lines, they go to the front of the pack. The only difference, I'd say, is that extra kick that Boric has down in the last lap. We often see Bithell burn a lot of energy to get to the front of the pack. He's there now, he's in third. But I have a feeling that Boric, meanwhile, is just getting warmed up. This second place spot, well, that'll be good for now, but you know he's going to be going for the W before it's over. So that thick pack of riders we had up front early, it has boiled down to, I believe, 4 who could take the win today. And they're about to get the 2 laps down and 2 laps to go card. So we'll be halfway through this thing. And Taylor Kaiser controlling the pace. There's Boric, there's Bithell, there's McClure. And you have to wonder if anyone else is going to be able to run these boys down through the pits. How will the strategy play out? Is anyone going? Is anyone stopping? And yes, Kaiser into the balance racing pits and into the Yoshimura Max's tent goes Boric. There is Bithell being pitted by the Can-Am folks. A little help from the family there as well. He is in and out. All right, so everyone's got their pit stops complete. We're halfway through. It's going to be a great race in West Virginia. Stay with us.
When it's time to get ready to ride and you need gear, it's time to go to RockyMountainATV.com. With the largest selection of ATV parts, apparel, and accessories, we have what you need at deep discounts. We have a huge state-of-the-art facility that ensures your order ships out quickly with accuracy that's second to none. Most items ship free and arrive at your door in 3 days or less. Visit our industry-leading website, RockyMountainATV.com today for the best prices, quickest shipping, online support, and largest in-stock selection around. RockyMountainATV.com. Get ready.
RacerTV is brought to you by Can-Am, by AMSOIL, and by Rocky Mountain ATVMC. Give you the highlights of the Can-Am morning race. Look at those big 4x4s ripping off the line, and Zach Sikowski, another hole shot for him in that black and green number 990. Highlights of the 4x4 open class. You know it's going to be a battle between Sikowski, Michael Swift, and Brian Buchanan. There's Buchanan in third. Swift running the point position out front. Back to the starting line we go for the Utility Unlimited class for machines that come from the manufacturer without racks. The dominator there has been Cliff Beasley, and here's 4x4 lights. Kevin Trantham on the left has been unstoppable in that division. And the women's class off and running. Tracy Checo on the balance racing Yamaha going to grab the hole shot. Angel Atwell on the Honda going to be there to battle Checo throughout the day. Here they are in the high-speed stuff. And then we get that nice mixture between the 4x4 machines and the sport quads. They race on adjusted time, but they often will catch and pass each other out on the track. And the rider normally doing the most catching and passing is Dave Simmons, your champion of the 45-plus class, who wins the overall on adjusted time more often than not. This guy is super gnarly, super tough, super aggressive. And if we were 20 years younger, he'd probably have the stuff to be battling Chris Boric for the win in the afternoon. So Simmons is going to take another overall win today. He's joined on the podium by Checo on the right, who wins the women's class, and Kevin Trantham on the left, winning 4x4 lights. Trantham was your top 4x4 rider on adjusted time for the day as well. Look at these rocks the riders are picking their way through. As we go back to our afternoon race, Kaiser still leading Boric, and Bithell and McClure. Brian Wolf has been a factor at times, catching and passing this group, getting up in the mix. And Walker Fowler is beginning to make some tracks. Fowler made a lot of mistakes early in this one, didn't get a good start either. Let's see if the number 5 can rally to become a contender. Lap rider there pulling over, letting those fast 4 go by. Gotta be impressed with McClure. Every week he gets closer and closer. Boric is now taking the lead from Kaiser, with McClure in third and Bithell in fourth. This is kind of a change in strategy. You do not often see Boric in the lead this early, and Kaiser tried to get him back and almost went over the bars in that mud hole where they just completely bottom out. And here's the rest of the group. It's Wolf and Fowler. They have closed up on the leaders. With about a lap and a quarter to go, there might still be time for them to make a run. And Boric getting shuffled back to third. And then I believe it's Wolf who has gotten around McClure. So the nitty-gritty down the stretch is watch Fowler come by at the back of the group. It is starting to change in a hurry. And Kaiser apparently feels most comfortable leading this thing. He keeps trying to get the lead back. Anytime someone gets him, we'll see if that pays off. It's Boric, Bithell, second and third. Now Fowler has gotten around the Honda riders of Wolf and McClure. Boric trying some new lines all the way on the right side. And that one didn't pay off for him. That rocky uphill, man, is that tough to negotiate. Kaiser continues to lead. Now we're on to the open stuff. And it is Bithell who has gotten around Boric. So Bithell is up to second, Boric in third. Wolf absolutely flying in the number 4 spot. Then it's McClure, and Fowler's got to be back in that group somewhere as well. Business sure has picked up here from lap 1 when we saw McGill, who is out with problems, and Kaiser just kind of taking it easy out front. Everyone is pushing the pace now, and Boric has taken over the lead for the second time today. Kaiser is behind him, but boy, Chris Boric leading into the last lap. That is not what these riders wanted to see. He is normally unstoppable. Even if he doesn't have the lead late, he can go out and get it. So let's see if they can reverse strategy on him.
Any engine. Any season. At home. At the track. Or on the trail. AMSOIL, the first in synthetics.
RacerTV is brought to you by Can-Am, by AMSOIL, and by Rocky Mountain ATVMC. Final lap here at the Mountaineer Run GNCC in West Virginia. Chris Boric leading the way. Now normally Boric puts his attack on late on the last lap. This time he did it late on the next to last lap. We'll see if he can lead them all the way around. Often in these races, it is harder to lead than it is to follow, unless you can start pulling a gap, and Boric's not able to. Kaiser is still right there. Then it's Wolf and McClure. I gotta figure Fowler is going to be a factor. Where is Bithell as well? This is going to be a great race down the stretch. This track is so slippery. Kaiser almost had a line dialed in there to Boric's right. And on this gnarly track with a pack this close and the pace this high, you've got to wonder, it might come down to who makes the least mistakes. There's Fowler, started this lap in 6th, but he could quickly go right to the front if any of these guys get tangled up. And Boric is under extreme pressure right now from Kaiser. Really strange to see this situation. It's normally the opposite. We've seen Kaiser leading into the last lap many a time with Boric trying to set him up. Now it is Boric leading with Kaiser. Does Kaiser have a line picked out on the last lap to make the pass? Wolf on the JG Off-Road Honda is there. Wow, here comes Bithell, here comes Fowler. They need to close the gap up just a bit to take advantage of one of those mistakes. Now obviously, that is not Chris Boric's trademark. He learned at the hands of one of the best ever, if not the best ever, Bill Ballance. That is where Boric developed that last lap strategy. He does not throw races away late. About 10 years ago when Boric was first breaking into the pro class, that was the case. But now he is the one that is the coolest under fire. And we talked about Boric's personality before this race. The guy doesn't get too riled up very often. He's pretty even keel, and that could be the key. When so many riders are pouring it on like this, he does not panic. And look at these two. I think that's Wolf who has moved up to the number 2 position. So Brian Wolf, who started the year out injured, now has a shot at a podium or a win. Kaiser quickly back ahead of him. It is changing rapidly on this last lap. Kaiser showing great determination today. He didn't want to give up the lead early, and he's determined to stay in second and keep Boric in his gun sights down the stretch. And there are the Yamaha boys pointing out a special line for Kaiser. Will it pay off? No, Boric able to maintain the lead. So they did have something up their sleeve in the last lap, but it's not going to be enough. Chris Boric, through the final corner, is going to win again. That's 6 wins in 7 rounds this year for the man from Pennsylvania. A great effort by Taylor Kaiser, who will end up second again. And where did this come from? Fowler is going to take third from nowhere. Pennsylvania folks pumped over this. Chris Bithell is going to put the Can-Am in 4th. What a great race today. All these riders had a shot at it. That is Wolf going to come home in 5th. And he was as far up as 2nd with just a few miles to go. And there is Jared McClure going to finish up in the number 6 spot. Here are your AMSOIL results. Yoho, Pickens, Cook, and Johnny Gallagher, round out the top 10. Let's catch back up with McClure.
Got a pretty good start. Came off the line around 4th or so, and then going into the woods, everybody bunched up a little bit. There was a bottleneck, so we all kind of jumped around. I think I ended up coming out of that mess in like 4th, right behind Chris Borch, and you know, me and him kind of rolled together first lap and cut up to 2 guys who checked out, and you know, I stayed right in the mix all race, top 5, and had a good pit here with my crew. They got me out quick, back running 4th, and last lap, we were over near the 4-mile marker. I caught a tree and went for a little roll over down a hill, which allowed the top 5 to kind of check out on me. But I put the hammer down last lap and ended up catching Wolf coming into the finish, but I just ran out of time.
Well, the point standings, no doubt about it. Chris Boric dominating the season so far. The real question is, how many wins can he get? If he stays out of trouble, the championship is his. Here's your Can-Am turning point of the race. Remember, Adam McGill was leading this one early, went out with equipment troubles. That put Taylor Kaiser into the lead, but then Chris Boric makes the move just before the white flag comes out. And there were 5 riders raging furiously behind him, but once again, cool as the other side of the pillow under pressure. This was Kaiser's opportunity to make the pass. Couldn't make it happen, and Boric takes the win. Thanks for catching GNCC Racing here on RacerTV. For everyone here, I'm Jason Wygant. Congratulations to Chris Boric.